Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Jake Travinsky also weighing in on this. The mica situation is worse for crypto than anything in the USA. This is what he's stating. Tomorrow, the European Parliament votes on environmental sustainability standards that look like a pretext for a Bitcoin ban. If it passes, it can be undone in the next phase of the EU process, but it's very bad. He retweeted out his tweet, "I fear we've been underestimating the potential impact of mica on the crypto industry globally. In the US, it feels like we've buried our heads in the sand, thinking it isn't our problem, and hoping it doesn't affect us. If the GDPR is of any example, that may be a big miscalculation." He tweeted that back in November, and now he is stating this. Ticket to the moon, saying good riddance, then anything in the USA, quoting his tweet, "You still can't even talk about the case against XRP and Ripple by name, or that it's currently the worst thing for crypto? Okay, goodbye." Real Deal XRP down here saying, "Aw, muffin, banning POW is needed, wastes too much energy, and there are other consensus mechanisms better, faster, and more secure. Suck it up and face the facts. Chris Larson was right that wasteful POW protocols were going to be subject to harsher regulation, but no one listens." So Jake Travinsky getting some flack here from the XRP community. He also made another tweet yesterday, posted this: "Make no mistake, if they manage to ban proof of work, they'll come for proof of stake next, and every other Sybil resistance mechanism after that. This isn't just about environmental impact," he states here. "It's about the right of non-state money to exist. Their strategy is to divide and conquer. Let's not fall for it." So, to this statement here, he does have a point, although I do think it is a double whammy for them. It is about the environmental impact, but it is about sovereign currency as well. They do not like that the El Salvadors of the world are doing what they are doing, even though we know El Salvador is coming up with solutions in order to mine sustainably, like, for example, their volcano initiative, mining Bitcoin using the energy from the volcano to mine Bitcoin specifically. Andrews L down here saying that's not true. This is about environmental impact. Read mica and you'll realize it's about the EU embracing the digital revolution. The crypto market has made a good job of dividing itself. No outside source needed. Just look at how XRP has been treated and you cheered on the lawsuit." So back when that was announced, Jake Travinsky said, good that Ripple's in court for the reasons he had. Bubba Cugs here posting this: "We warned you for years." And this is a great visual representation of how many terawatt hours Bitcoin takes up versus other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum. XRP here. XRP consumes less energy than ETH and BTC. You can see XRP 0.01 terawatt hours compared to Ethereum 19.62. And then you compare that to Bitcoin 68.81. It also just gives you down here the equivalent of what that is. I mean, I don't have to get into the details of that, but I think you guys get it. Bitcoin has been an energy guzzler, and so, they needed to create a better solution. XRP was created out of some of the issues they saw from Bitcoin, so it's almost like a Bitcoin 2.0, faster, cheaper, more environmentally friendly, overall just more efficient. And so, I talk a lot on this channel about that, have been for years now. So here's the argument, right? To his point, though, they do not want to allow independent currencies to become currencies for nation states. And so, maybe it's just another convenient excuse for them to ban Bitcoin mining. Now, is it really going to have an effect? Because first of all, let's go back to the chart, right? This is happening today, and in Europe, they're several hours ahead, and we haven't still seen any move for Bitcoin up or down or anything. It doesn't even look like this announcement is affecting anything Bitcoin related. We're still trading on low volume, still trading at about $39,000. The rest of the crypto market has not been affected either. If I bring up XRP real quick here, 77 cents for XRP. Crypto market still hanging out about $1.7 trillion. We've seen Bitcoin dominance, hovering around this amount for several months now, 42.6%. So is this affecting the market? It doesn't really look like the market has flinched at what is going on here. We also have to note this. Okay, Michael mentioning this. According to the latest report from Into the Block, over 99% of Bitcoin volume comes from cryptocurrency transactions over $100,000. And guys, guess where they're fueled from? they're fueled from institutional transactions. So institutional demand for Bitcoin continues to grow, even if there is not much reflected in the prices. According to the latest report from Into the Block, over 99% of Bitcoin volume comes from cryptocurrency transactions over $100,000, fueled by institutional traders. And this report out just today. So this is the most recent news here. This tweet here from Into the Block just came out yesterday. 99% currently, over 99% of all Bitcoin volume comes from the transactions of over 100,000. The dominance of institutions, that change in market structure accelerated in Q3 of 2020. So fairly recently, Into the Block's report reveals that institutional interest in cryptocurrency picked up the pace since the third quarter of 2020, after which the share of institutional transaction volume never went below 90%. So I think that also tells us something. In fact, since 2020 Q3, companies like PayPal, Tesla, MicroStrategy heavily added the flagship cryptocurrency into their balance sheet, resulting in highs throughout 2021, with the former buying Bitcoin as a strategic primary reserve asset. So think about this for a second. Institutional transactions over $100,000, that accounts for 99% of Bitcoin volume. Which begs the question, is Bitcoin going anywhere anytime soon? I mean, to me, it doesn't sound like it. I mentioned El Salvador earlier in this video, but the other week, this is about 3 weeks ago, Mexican senator plans to introduce bill to make Bitcoin legal tender as well. Indira Kempis recently featured in an interview with Diario El Salvador discussing her intention to propose a bill that would make Bitcoin legal tender in Mexico. Kempis discussed the inspiration she received in visiting El Salvador and seeing the rising financial inclusion. Kempis discussed the price of inaction and the need for Mexico to take action as a basic right for its citizens. So in Mexico, they're also looking like they are making Bitcoin legal tender. At least she is introducing a bill to do this. And again, this just from 3 weeks ago, February 23rd, 2022. The IMF, World Bank, powers that be do not like this one bit. If they are going to have their way, if they are going to, introduce central bank digital currency, their ultimate goal to be able to have control over the people. And Bitcoin does the exact opposite. Bitcoin allows financial freedom. It allows citizens to have control over their own wealth. And so, as we're seeing more countries jump onto Bitcoin, this goes against their entire ideology and the entire Great Reset narrative. So you can see how there's going to be tension here. You can see why in Europe they're making excuses why they want to ban Bitcoin. But then I saw this, guys. Bitcoin banning measure seemed too close to call in Monday's EU Parliament vote. So this just coming out. Still, people familiar with the matter said a slim majority of parliamentarians could defeat a controversial new MiCA provision that seeks to force proof-of-work cryptocurrencies to shift to more energy-friendly consensus mechanisms. So updated just today, a proposed rule that could effectively, so then it just goes into the story here. They're stating here the outcome still very much undecided. The Parliament's Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee is set to vote on the draft today. The draft contains a late edition that looks to limit the use of cryptocurrencies powered by energy-intensive proof of work. CoinDesk reported yesterday that the provision in question requires all crypto assets to be subject to the EU's minimum environmental sustainability standards. We know that. But down here, the provision was met with swift backlash from the crypto community worldwide. Extremely high stakes vote in the EU that such a proposal made it this far is extraordinarily concerning and unlikely to stand up to practical reality. This coming from Jeremy Allaire, founder of CirclePay on Twitter. A number of EU parliamentarians have been pushing the ban for proof-of-work cryptocurrency over energy concerns. Even if the energy in question were to be renewable, they fear that renewable energy could be channeled into proof-of-work computing rather than the national grid destined for public use. So this is not a done deal yet, guys. I will link the article in the description if you want to read the full thing. But I think just by going through this, you can see there are still people against this provision, although they are saying it is a close call. But really, we got to think about it. Can this really affect Bitcoin price? We've been hearing a lot about this. The vote is today, and yet we are not really even seeing the market flinch. We have seen Bitcoin consolidating now for several months, still trading $39,100 on low volume. It's looking as though it's a slow news day. It doesn't even look as though anything in the news could affect Bitcoin. So, as per Crypto Whale's point here, Are we going to see this destabilize the Bitcoin network? Are we going to see whales dump, considering 99% of the hash rate, for example, is used for transactions over $100,000 from institutions, considering countries like Mexico are now looking to add Bitcoin as legal tender in their country? Let's also put it into perspective, guys. I also just took a look at Bitcoin mining hash by country, and you can see the top 8 Bitcoin mining countries by hash rate are the United States in number 1 with 35.4%, then Kazakhstan, Russia, Canada, Ireland, okay, technically in Europe, but with only 4.68%, then Malaysia, then Germany with 4.48%, so 2 European countries here, and then Iran. So for all intents and purposes, it doesn't even look like Europe participates in Bitcoin mining at the rates that other countries participate in Bitcoin mining, namely the United States, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Canada in the top 4. So even if it were to be banned, is it really going to have an effect on Bitcoin price? Will those miners just perhaps relocate to other countries to set up shop, perhaps in another country where energy costs are even more affordable? Somebody was actually saying on Twitter, I forget who it was now, that this could be good for Bitcoin in the United States. You know, if miners decide to come to the United States, there could be more development on the Bitcoin network, allowing the US to kind of take that lead again over Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin development. So that's another angle. Again, though, my biggest thing is if we do see Bitcoin price plummet for this reason, we could see altcoins follow along with it, just because we are still in a very immature market, guys. So that would mean XRP, you know, all the other cryptocurrencies that you would hold would likely fall if we did see this happen to Bitcoin. That's one theory. Another theory, though, is that maybe that could trigger an alt season. If this does come down and proof of work coins are being scrutinized heavily, maybe the money will flow into other cryptocurrencies, other alternative currencies. So it would be kind of like an alt rally, but for proof of work coins, I guess. Money coming out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those other cryptocurrencies, and moving into cryptocurrencies like XRP, XLM, and a multitude of others. The good news is that XRP hodlers were very well diversified, even if we do only hold XRP, which you know, full disclosure, I hold a handful of cryptocurrencies, all cryptocurrencies that solve problems, but even if you do hold just XRP, there are many possibilities, many different reasons why and how XRP can moon. The spec market is definitely one of them. You know, real world utility, once we see that, we are going to see real value being derived from the XRPL. So that is definitely going to have an effect on XRP price. Also, this lawsuit, we will likely see a pump once we get XRP clarity. So there's just 3 ways where we could see XRP price move. Let's not forget, guys, this tweeted out by Digital Asset Buy, retweeting out Bull Diep's tweet here on Twitter. This tweet from back in January 2019. The only problem that holds XRP back is regulatory clarity. This is Ryan Zagone at a November 2018 IMF event, and listen to what he had to say.
You might still use proof of work.
Could I invite Ryan and Desiree, I don't know if you would like to comment on this. Ryan, go ahead.
Proof of work doesn't work. Proof of work doesn't work. It's been widely...
Ryan, proof of work doesn't work.
Let me finish. Proof of work doesn't work.
Finish, please.
And in the early days of Bitcoin, there was a whole group of developers that broke off to create other assets, XRP being one of them, that doesn't use mining, that's cheaper from an energy perspective than Visa, and already scales to 1,500 transactions a second. A lot of these problems have already been solved. The challenge for adoption comes back to policy. The policy uncertainty around some of the assets has limited adoption, particularly here in the US. And I'm speaking from Ripple and XRP because we use that asset because it's a half a cent per payment. It's basically free. It scales and it's efficient to 1,500 transactions a second at nearly no energy burn. So we're at a point today where there are real solutions to all of these challenges that already exist. Policy has become the challenge. And we heard on the first panel that around centralization on China, and this is going to be a hard pill for Peter to swallow. But 80% of the mining power for Bitcoin is controlled by 6 mining pools, 5 of which are in China. Today, the policy certainty in the US exists for Bitcoin and Ethereum, despite the fact those are China-controlled platforms. So activity goes to those platforms. What we need to do from a policy perspective in the US is look at the places where there are uncertainty. And one place, I'm speaking directly for me here, is XRP, where it looks like Bitcoin, it's decentralized, it's open source, We have 7% of the validation power on that, rather small in there. Grouping or giving clarity to those ones that are very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, that have the same characteristics and should be classified the same way. And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos. I'm not anti-Bitcoin or anti-Ethereum by any means. I think there's a lot of great potential and breakthrough there. But we need to have a level playing field so the market can pick which ones they want to use and not be, as today they are, hindered by regulatory uncertainty.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.